Hello, good morning students. Today let me discuss the next important element in this chapter, that is so called as importance of business environment. So these are the some of the points which are going to highlight the importance of business environment. Let us go through all those points one by one. The first important point is that it enables the firm to identify opportunities and getting the first mover advantage. So here the two important concepts are very important. One is opportunities and second one is the first mover advantage. So what actually it is mean by opportunities? Opportunities in the sense positive external trends or changes which will help the company to improve the performance. That is so called as opportunities. It means that whatever happening outside India, that happening or event is going to positively influence on India or Indian companies. That is what we mean as opportunities. And second thing is that the first mover advantage. First mover advantage in the sense the company which will come to know first. That first company will optimize the things. That first company will get best benefit out of it. That is what we mean as first mover advantage. See, so here what they are stating is it enables the firm, which enables business environment, enables the company for what? To identify opportunities. Opportunities. It means that if you come to know that there are the opportunities, you can best optimize all those opportunities. And if you know, first identify the opportunities. If you are the company which identifies the opportunities first, then your company only best optimize all those opportunities. That is why to identify opportunities and getting the first mover advantage. It means that if your company knows that here are the opportunities, then your company can best get a best benefit out of it by optimizing all those opportunities. That is why for every company, identification of opportunity is very important. Take the example of many MNCs of China country are launching products in India at a cheapest cost and even the good quality of products also. If you see all those companies, what you can better understand is China companies are the first companies who are getting the benefit of opportunities of India, because they are the one who have identified opportunities in India and they are the one who are optimizing the opportunities. Likely they have been considered as first mover advantage, which has been taken by the companies of China. That is why if you identify the opportunities, you can rightly launch the product in that respective country. And if you launch the product, you can rightly capture the market. Then you will be considered as leader in that market, so that only your company products should be sold in that market only. To that extent, you will get the benefit out of it. That is what we mean as first mover advantage. That is one thing. And second thing is that it helps the firm to identify threats and early warning signals. So here also two important concepts. One is the threat, and the other one is the early warning signals. What actually it is mean by threat? Threat means opposite to the opportunities. Threat means that negative external trends or changes which will hinder the performance of the company, which will badly affect on the performance of the company, that is so called as the threats. And if there are threats, they are going to create early warning signals. Early warning signals in the sense it invokes the company that it has to take the suitable measures, otherwise its existence is going to be relinquished. That is what we mean as the early warning signals. So take the example of, if any MNCs of the world are going to launch new substitutes of products in India, automatically the demand for Indian products is going to be decreased. Automatically the companies of India will be the out of competition. Why? Because new substitutes which have been introduced by MNCs have become early warning signals to the Indian companies, so that they should take the suitable measures with respect to the launching of the products. What are the measures it can take? It can take the measures like it has to improve the quality of the products, it has to reduce the cost of the products, and it has to make more and more advertising. That is what we mean as aggressive advertising techniques have to be made so as to impress and so as to create good image in the minds of the customers about the Indian products. That is what we mean as the early warning signals. So that is second thing. And third thing is that it helps in tapping useful resources. As we all know that business environment is well known for its resources. It literally means that there are n number of resources are available in this business environment. The company should know very well what actually the resources are and how to optimize all those resources. That is one of the best business practice the company has to adopt itself. Because if the objectives of the company have to be achieved, it has to optimize all those resources in an effective as well as in an efficient manner. That is one thing. And it should take maximum benefit out of it, so that it should incur the minimum cost and it has to maximize its company returns. That is second thing. And third thing is that the proper care should be taken so that there should not be any wastage with respect to the use of resources. That is third thing. And fourth thing is that the resources should not be exhausted fully. To that extent, the proper care should be taken, and even there should not be any misuse of these kind of resources. Then only, if it is going to utilize the resources in an effective and efficient manner, it can produce the product and it can rightly launch the products in the market, and it is going to fulfill the needs and demands of the customers. The resources are the one which are going to be transformed into the useful products, and likely they are going to satisfy the needs and demands of the customers. Okay, that is third thing. And fourth thing is that it helps in coping with rapid changes. Coping with rapid changes in the sense the changes are going to take place in the business environment. Change is the basic nature of the business environment. Why? Because if you go through the real characteristics of the business environment, what you have understood is business environment is dynamic in nature. Dynamic in nature in the sense the situations and conditions of the market or never remain constant. They will be changing continuously. When changes are going to take place, automatically it is going to impact on the performance of the company, either positively or even negatively also. Take the example of market situations and conditions are always changing in nature. Why? Because there is a change with respect to the taste and preferences of the consumers, and there are changes with respect to the technology. New innovations are going to take place with respect to the technology, and competition level never remains constant. It will be always changing in nature. That is why your company has to understand all those changes which have been taken place within the business environment. How are you going to identify all those changes? By making an evaluation and analysis of the business environment. You have to make proper as well as the in-depth study about the situations and conditions of the business environment, and you need to understand what all factors which are going to impact and influence on the decisions of the company. You have to monitor all those changes, and accordingly the proper course of action has to be implemented so as to adjust with all those changes that is expected from the company. That is fourth important aspect. And last thing is that it helps in assisting in planning and policy formulation. So here there are two important concepts. One is the planning, and the other one is the policy formulation. So what actually it is mean by planning? Planning means deciding well in advance what is to be done, who has to do, when it is to be done. That is what we mean as the planning. So planning give a proper course of action. Planning give a proper master plan, how the things are going to be executed and optimized. That is why from company point of view the planning is very important. Why? Because business environment consists of opportunities as well as the threats. There is a need of identification of all those opportunities as well as the threats also. That is why if you do sincere as well as the effective planning, then you can identify the opportunities and you can identify the threats also. That is why the planning is very important from company point of view. And apart from that, one more important concept is that policy formulation. What actually mean by policy? Policy means it is nothing but a statement which consists of guidelines for decision making. It means that how the decision making has to be made or done by the executives. With respect to that, some guidelines have been followed and adopted by them. All those guidelines can be seen in this statement. That is what we mean as the policy is all about. It means that when decisions are going to be taken, they have to observe all these guidelines. Why? Because your decision should become effective. In the sense, if you make effective decisions, your long-term objectives can be achieved by it. To that extent, the company has to take effective as well as the efficient decisions with respect to the company. Based on the decision making, the performance of the company has been truly been dependent on. That is why company has to take proper decisions, proper course of action so as to achieve the long-term objectives of the company. So all these are the 5 important points which are going to highlight the importance of the business environment, and this question is very important from exam point of view, and please go through the discussion. With this I am going to conclude my discussion. Thank you.